Battle over the Traditional and Khoi-San Leadership bills rages on. Lobby groups have called on President Cyril Ramaphosa not to sign them into law. The Nelson Mandela Foundation and Alliance for Rural Development, among others, hosted a dialogue on these bills described as a return to apartheid-type laws. This comes after the Presidential Advisory Panel on Land Reform tabled its final report on Sunday.
For years, the Khoi-San people have been fighting for land rights and recognition, taking their plight to the highest office in the land. Fast-tracked to February 2019, the National Council of Provinces approved the bill, supported by the ANC and the UDM, but opposed by the DA, EFF and COPE. The contentious bill provides for the recognition of Khoi-San communities and leadership structures. But Clause 24 gives traditional leaders and their councils the power to sign over people's land to mining companies and large corporations.
Laws like this encourage traditional leaders to think they have absolutely unfettered powers, and investors have got away with similar deals. We know there are similar deals signed by the Ingonyama Trust in KwaZulu-Natal with Indian and Russian companies.
Despite a court ruling in their favor, the community of Xolobeni in the Eastern Cape still feels vulnerable. Big titanium mining companies have set their sights on the land.
We are against so much about the TKLB. It's because of what is happening right now in Xolobeni, where the chief is already signed a deal with the Australian company without even consulting or without a consent of the people. And now, if they pass this bill, that means every communities, the government is going to grant these licenses without any consent of the people.
The Somgele community in KwaZulu-Natal is facing a similar predicament, citing the Ingonyama Trust. The panel on land reform recommended that the trust be reviewed.
One of the problems that makes our case in Somgele to be quite distinguishable from other cases is that we also have Ingonyama Transport established in terms of the KwaZulu-Natal provincial legislature. Ingonyama Transport is the one who will grant the lease to the mine without people that already occupying that land having to consent or having been consulted for that matter.
ANC veterans view the proposed legislation as a betrayal of the struggle against apartheid.
I'm appalled that the ANC in Parliament can be pushing these bills, TKLB, TCB particularly, because in my experience, the ANC fought against tribalism.
The land, communal lands, belong to the people. The leaders hold it on behalf of the people. Legislation is clear that there must be a full and informed consent of the people before anything can be done. How do we end up with our own ANC, whose purpose for the struggle was to get back land and give it to the people? How do we get them acting against the people?
The organizations have started an online campaign calling on the president not to put pen to paper. Natasha Phiri, SABC News, Johannesburg.